All right, you're asking for it, so here it is. Listen to this.
I want you folks laughing at we partners pod, kid. You understand? We in here drinking, singing, swinging, all that shit, dog. We sweating, getting wet, and all that.
All right. Welcome to DP Quarentimes number 11, yo. This is our 11th episode here virtually in the new normal. And we love it because we got to still bring you that good content. And honestly, throughout all of this, we've still been drinking. So this is more of a confessional than anything. I am half of your hosting tandem, Ed Bailey. I'm joined as always with my co-host, Dave Bracey. Say what up to the people.
What's good with you people? We are the Drinking Partners. And if you're looking for us, you can find us on epicastnetwork.com/partnerspod. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, Google Play, and Spotify under Drinking Partners. You can find us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at PartnersPod. Man, years now, 200 some plus, 300 some, I don't know, man. A lot of times, a lot of episodes, a lot of years, man. We've been asking y'all, and we will continue to ask you, please hop on iTunes, hop on Facebook, rate and review. That's how we know what we're doing well. That's how we let others know that we're doing well. And that's how we continue to do well. So please hop on iTunes, hop on Facebook, rate and review.
Listen, you love us. When you used to see us out in public, you would tell us that you love us. Now, at the click of a button, and this is more important now than ever because everything's virtual, we need you to please tell the internet, please tell the world, tell everybody that Drinking Partners is what's up, all right? Tell us what clubhouse room to jump in or what virtual Zoom informational webinar to jump on to see folks, all right? We always appreciate it. And listen, it's changed, but the program is still the same, all right? In lieu of rates and reviews, we do accept shots of Henny. Please wipe them down with some sanitizer before you put them in the mail. We'll wipe them when we get them. They got the shottles, okay? Let's do that for us, all right?
Because I'm on.
We got good energy today.
Yeah, man, the sun is shining, man. It's feeling like, we get into the other side of things. You know what I mean? Like we're on the other side of the 50.
Fam, we've done 4 seasons of COVID.
Man,
like to think about that, that's
wow.
crazy.
Every time everybody keep saying it in a different way that just every time it just fucks you up even more. It'd be like, God, it's been a whole year.
Been a whole year.
I remember we had the last in-person Fresh Fest meeting, and it was like, and then afterwards they were like, y'all was like, Mel was like, hey, y'all hear Tom Hanks got the Rona? And then the NBA got canceled, and it was and I want to say that the CDC was the driving force that led me to lockdown, but it was Tom Hanks. Tom
Hanks coming out with that was like that sent shockwaves. It's like Forrest Gump is now Jenna.
When Gump can get it, that ain't because that's America's white man. You see what I'm saying? Like that's the beloved, So if he can get it, then anybody can get this.
Yo, Forrest Gump was a superhero.
Yeah, right.
He was the Flash. Like it was like all of a sudden he can run. Like
he's a national treasure, man. Like if they can't keep Tom safe, it was open season for everybody. And that's and it's wild because I remember just being like, all right, couple weeks, couple months, maybe summer, end of summer max, we gonna be back at it.
Yeah,
wasn't
those initial projections were all wrong. I saw my Facebook memory today was like, all right, it's time to bring sports back next week. Like 1 year ago, like you were way off the mark, Ed Bailey. But hey, one thing we want to highlight here, man, is the small business resilience throughout all of this, right? To figure out how to grow and adapt or maintain or however, in a new environment, keep the same quality, but get it out to the people because it's like you got to find them where they are because they're not knocking on your door.
Yeah, you gotta adapt, and shout out to all the folks in this pandemic figuring out the best way to get through, especially given the fact that we haven't had a whole lot of help coming from where it should be. Right. I mean, so and everybody's feeling it, top to bottom, except for the billionaires that made a few more billions at the top throughout all this. But it has been difficult, and I'm very appreciative. I think throughout the pandemic. I think what this is taught, at least myself and a lot of others, is kind of like what matters and who matters. And it is that small business, that local, that those guys that are around you. Walmart isn't coming in to save the day. I mean, Target isn't coming in to save the day, but that bakery down the street, that bakery down the street that's holding you down. I mean, the coffee shops that's raising some money. It's the folks around you. I mean, and we are appreciative here on the cast of everybody that has helped out, and kept afloat throughout all of this.
Yeah, that is his fancy way of saying, yo, we've been drinking a lot and we love the folks who make beer. So much that we brought one on. He's like, this is the type of business getting us through the pandemic. Mm-hmm. Right? You get the brewery, you get your drink on, you're sitting at the crib, and we are actually honored for our next guest, man. This is dope, as he has, the Fresh Fest bag in the background, you know what I'm saying? Wow. Just showing what's good, showing the connectivity of the industry. You know what I'm saying? We have Dusan Kwiatkowski of Live Oak Brewing in the building. I am so proud of myself for landing that plane. Say what up to the people.
What's up? Hey, Ed. Hey, Day. Thanks for having me.
Ah, man, thanks for being on. This I'm drinking this Big Bark, and it is delicious. Like
all you do, this Bark's for
good
you.
Deal. Yeah, we make a lot of like grocery store beer where you just got to load it up. It's a lot of high volume, drinkable beers.
Right.
Egg, milk, bread, beer.
It's 4.9. So I mean, it's which is kind of crazy because as I get more into beer, I'm understanding that these used to be like strong ales or something. Like they were like big, like these were big. Like these are like in England, it's like 3%. 4.9 is in other times used to be a thing. Now this is like a brewer session. Like this is a very sessionable, crushable, and man, and it's clean. Like what do you got over there?
Like the first thing I know, I'm like, oh shit, that's damn near clear.
Yeah.
So tell us your story. Like, how did you get into brewing?
Well, I was making a lot of English beer in college with some buddies. Bought some gear, making some par to subpar beer, and kept at it. It was fun to cook it and ferment it and drink it. But I started working at Live Oak in 2008, and that was I've been there since. A lot of on the job training. Switched over to making lager beer, and a lot of the Hefeweizen is our biggest beer by volume. Wasn't a huge fan of that when I started, but definitely has a place in my heart.
Heavy is rough. I could do a tame Hefe. Not too over the top. But man, it's a morning beer for me. It's not bitter enough for post-noon consumption, I think.
Post-noon consumption. What's the ABV? What's the minimum ABV on that? The post-noon consumption.
Mostly like the bitterness. Like I usually need a little more bitterness after afternoon once you start eating food.
So is that something that do you find that's like a beer that people can come into craft beer with, the Hefe?
I think definitely an entry beer. It's because it's low bitterness and it's got some pleasant flavors, some kind of clovey, a little bit of banana. It's not too off-putting, compared to we make some smoked beers and stuff. You give a craft beer novice one of those and they're like, whoa, no thanks. But Hefe, it's not offensive. The Big Bark too, it's not too bitter. It's got some nice malt flavor. It's like kind of middle of the road.
It's bready. Like I love Vienna, like the Vienna style. I don't know what Vienna style means, but like it has that I don't know, like that bread crust kind of flavor to it that I really fucks with. Heavy on that.
Biscuit cracker.
The biscuit. Yeah, no, I mean it like But it reminds me of what do you call those English bitters or whatever that like it has that malty, like you said, a biscuit in there. And I feel,
the extra special bitter. Yeah, it's kind of like that, but with lager yeast instead of ale yeast. But yeah, it's got that kind of same malt profile.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's I don't know. I think that's where I was going wrong. Like I was trying to introduce a lot of people to craft beer with like, like a crazy like hop devil or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, yeah, try this. And they're like, bro, we ain't
Shock
even
to the system.
Yeah. It's like, we ain't even in it like that. You know what I mean?
Like, is this beer?
Yeah.
What did he just hand me?
Yeah, like, and that's why a lot of folks are like, I don't like craft beer. Because I mean, usually the motherfuckers that drinking craft beer are like, yeah, try this. Yeah, like palate wrecker, And what you really need is a Heffy or a nice amber. Like, because like something like this is, if you're used to beer, if you like beer, this is like better than what you've been drinking. Like what you're used to, right, but better. Like that breadiness that comes with it, the malt, even with the Heffy, like you said, the banana, the cloves, like those are light and fluffy and like, it's not offensive. It's akin to what you have had before. Not many people have had fucking 185 IBU like anything in their life before. I mean, what is great?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't go from drinking Schlitz to drinking double IPAs. I went through the English spectrum, had some porters, had tried some Hefe, some pills, some lagers, and and then had a bunch of Celebration Sierra Nevada beer, a lot of hoppy West Coast beer. But that's a lot of flavor compared to Schlitz.
Schlitz, yeah. My mom used to fuck with the Red Bulls. It was like the Red Bulls and the Blue Bulls, and them like
OE and Bud. We was basic. OE and Bud. You know what I'm saying? But it's funny here you talk about you because I got the pills, and I think this would be even a good one. Like if someone's coming in, because it's a 4.7, and like again, like you said, it's what you've had, but it's better. Like it's got a little bit that close, that crisp on the end of the pills, and it's clean as hell. Like I didn't even know you had a different beer when you first said it. I didn't even look.
I didn't either.
Because you said it's clean as hell. I'm like, yeah, this shit clean as hell. So y'all just making all y'all beers clean as hell. Like
they all should be.
So I mean, like, how do you land at Live Oak, and how do you build the reputation that you do? Because there are 8,000 plus craft breweries, and like our producer, so Buzzy is our producer, and he puts us D with a lot of what's supposed to be, and he's talking about y'all all the way up here in Pittsburgh. So like, what is it that y'all doing that folks is hollering at you about, like nationwide? Like why y'all got the fancy space right next to the airport? You know what I mean, y'all got that good real estate.
I'm about to say that's not easy to land. You got to come with a whole business plan. You got to have charts, Venn diagrams. It's got to be laminated.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess we've just been doing the same thing. I think for long enough where we'll be. Next month we'll be 24 years old. So that's, on the craft beer lifespan, we're kind of, we're the oldest brewery, not including brew pubs, manufacturing brewery in town in the city limits. So, we've kind of been around for a while. So that's got to be, that's got to factor in.
24 years.
24,
damn,
crazy.
That like, God, what is that math? What is that, like 90 something? Was it like 96?
What is that in? Okay, so what is 90, that? What is 24 brewery years in human years?
Yeah,
90. You're 102.
Yeah.
God,
sold the first beer April 97.
Wow.
And it was the pills. It was the Czech pills. Just a volume drinking beer.
That's wild. I just became aware of the Czech pills over the last, like, I don't know, year or so. Like it ain't even been, it's been recent. It was part of the collab that we did. 4 Points and Green Bench did a Czech pills, and I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? Like, I love that shit. And it's like, it has some hop to it, but it's not like crazy. You know what I mean? Like it's
got some more malt profile, nudging towards the Vienna lager, because a lot of the Czechs are doing one or two decoctions and really Maillarding up the malt flavor in there. And you can make it more bitter because there's a little more malt to balance it out, but it's, yeah.
What is a decoction? I keep, like I said, I heard
sounds like a weird potion.
Yeah,
it's kind of it's a super old school. I mean, back when you can take like mash temperatures with your elbow and stuff and figure out kind of where it is, but you're kind of registering your heat with the volume of splitting your mash and boiling some of it, and then blending it back together to hit your rest for your enzymes. But if you if you're making like Czech pills and that's all you make and you have your volumes measured out, you almost don't need the temperature because you're boiling part of the mash and blending it together. I mean, you want to know the temperature, but you could use your feelings and brew it based on decoction. But nowadays it's, not really necessary unless you're trying to develop some, subtle Maillard reaction malt flavor in your mashes. But it's essentially just boiling your mash and hitting your temperatures by doing it that way.
So when was Stone? How long has Stone been out there?
That's a buzzy question.
Stone's in the 80s.
The
right?
80s. Yeah. God damn, man! We just started drinking.
I know Sierra Nevada's in the 80s, early 80s, late 80s, early 90s. I don't know.
Yeah, Sierra Nevada's been. Yeah, I mean, so we just started really getting into it, like with this podcast. 5-6 years ago. So we all know shit about it. Like
24 years. I don't think we've never had that conversation on this show because we're typically dealing with breweries within the past couple of years.
Like Trogs was around, I believe, around that time. Which is, and they're, and like, it's that's I guess like the grandfathers. Like, I mean, I feel like that, like the Stones and the Sierras are like the great grandfathers. That y'all got like, I mean, because I mean, it's a lot of the hype beasts or whatever have only been around for about like 5 to 10 years or whatever. So, I mean, that's so. I mean, again. What is it that keeps you like? I mean, like
the game's always changing. The game's
always changing. There's a lot of because there was there weren't as many breweries when you were around. Now there's a lot of breweries, and you came in. You've been there for about half the time that they've been around. So what is it that like what is the key? Like what do you think it is that like that separates you from the pack in some way?
I mean, we've been just kind of doing the same thing. I think more or less we've just been holding it down. And, I mean, there's like Live Oak Hefe. There's a couple other Hefes in town, but there's no Widmer, there's no Pyramid Hefe in town.
Yeah.
For us too, we do our own distribution. And until we built this new brewery 5 years ago, we were draft only. So we did, almost 18 years of just draft beer. That's probably why most people, hadn't really heard of Live Oak because cans travel well, but, growlers don't, especially for delicate lager beers. So, we just kind of do what we do. I mean, we'll make an IPA, from time to time for the tap room, but we're just kind of making beers that have been made for 1,000 years, and we just kind of keep doing that.
Yeah, no, you got to keep the class. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure that the quality is there.
Know your lane and excel. Yeah, I mean, like you hit the gas.
And it's so like with everybody who's always like super heavy into the trends or whatever, how does that look long term? I don't know how. I mean, hopefully it's sustainable. You want creativity and all that, but you also, everybody has institutions, staples, you know what I'm saying? All industries. So, you put yourself in that lane and you excel in that. And that's how your shit come out super clean, super clear. Like, I'm gonna make the best version of this.
Yeah, no, I mean that makes sense. I mean, so how do you? I don't know. Well, I mean, I guess you have such, like you said, it's drinkable beer. But I mean, is there pressure to follow a trend and
get outside of yourself,
a pastry stout with glitter in it? You know what I mean? Like, like I mean, do people come in? They're like, "What do you mean you only got a lager?" Like, where's?
I mean, yeah, there was when we were first, when we built the new place, we had a tap room for the first time too. So we had people coming in to our house and trying our beer there. And there was somebody walked in and we didn't have an IPA on tap, and they just nodded and they on tap? And they left.
Do you have IP? Like, so you have like what? How,
but we do make like so we can dial our cooker down to make 20 barrel, or we have a 60 barrel brew house for all the beers, but we can make 20 barrel batches for the tap room. And Texas was allowed at the end of 2019 to make to sell beer to go direct to the consumer, which was illegal before then.
Wow.
Which is pretty fucked up. We're like the last state.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But so that allowed us to make like some different beers that we wouldn't normally do for it to have on tap in the tap room, and people can take 6-packs to go and stuff like that. And we do make an IPA. We have like a West Coast IPA, and we made one of those super fruity, extremely dry hopped juicy, high alcohol IPAs for the tap room. It's not always there. We'll do it when we can, but we'll try. We'll see how well we can do it. But some of those pastry anchovy beers, like we don't. We'll let those other guys that are already knocking those out of the park. So we'll kind of
let the youngins handle that.
Yeah.
You gotta earn your keep.
We can't do that heavy lifting.
But no, that's so they're like, but it's like they played in the era, previous era of craft beer, right?
They got the leather helmets.
Because even opening up like
we got the leather helmets.
But opening up that to where you can make small batch and get it out direct, so you don't have to make these big amounts because they got to come in.
Man, listen, that shit is
the game.
It's a watered down game. Everybody's in it. It's wacky as shit. And it's expensive to make those motherfuckers, man. Like, it's crazy.
It's a lot of work too to keep coming up with all those recipes.
Yeah, especially when half of them taste the fucking same. Yeah, I mean, it was like this guy with 5% more mosaic. Like, I mean, you're like, it's the same shit with a different label. So for you to be able to buck that trend. And like be like, no, we don't. I mean, listen, man. If you really want it,
right.
The 6-pack shop down the street might get some that we like. Yeah, I mean, we dropped off. Like, I don't know, but like, that's hard. That's hard. Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know too many other breweries, like, especially in this area, that are able to just be like, fuck IPAs like that. Because that's big. That's been the bread.
That's the intro.
That's the breadwinner of like, man. I can't find a decent stout. I'm a stout dude.
It's unusual, yeah.
Like,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love a good bitter IPA, but
I do. I love IPAs. Don't get me wrong. I'm just amazed that you're able to, with the industry being like 98% IPAs, to be like, no, we're not doing that, and still have a strong, viable, and world recognized brand. You know what I mean, like throughout that, by like that's a testament to the product and again, like knowing your lane and excelling within it.
Yeah, no, he seemed like he strikes me as an earthy, spiritual dude. Like he does capoeira. Like that's how he comes up with the new design, or the one that the one off the small batch, a mean capoeira session. Dusan like, I got it. This is the one we gonna do.
He said, "Am I dancing or fucking you up? I don't know. We can do both."
It's like, the man bun. Like he's a man bun scientist.
So how did you get to Live Oaks? Because again, you've been there about half the time they've been around, but I'd imagine by 12 years in, they had already been fairly established and had their pick of who they could have, in their ranks. So how did you come
drafted?
Yeah, I mean, how did you get that draft? Like that number one pick?
Well, I started washing kegs, but I think I kind of like, a couple years later, there was a lot more, people sniffing around trying to make, get a job at a brewery. I think I kind of beat the rush a little bit, but it's I don't know. I got there was a couple people working at the brewery. There was two production workers, and they just needed some help. There was, I think I was the 5th employee, and we're doing our own distro, and there was 2 guys on the road full time slinging all the kegs. I just kind of stepped in and started, my on the job training.
We hear that a lot. And that's what I love about the industry is that you can, you could just be, like you said, washing kegs and next thing you know it, you're brewing some of the best, they
really promote from within.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Because for me, I've always had, I've had many different jobs, and it's in order to level up, and a lot of just even today, our parents came in an age where it was all right, you get a job, you work hard, and you get your pension or whatever. Now you got to jump around in order to level up, because the job that you have typically isn't going to value you enough to give you what you are worth. You know what I mean? Or at least make what you feel you're worth. So this industry has been one of the, don't get me wrong, it's a very promiscuous industry, but there is a lot of that promotion from within that is super strong. And I love to hear it time and again. Why do you believe that is in this industry as opposed to others?
Geez, I don't know. I've been, I guess, in this, I've been working for the same company for, over 10 years. I think anywhere is I don't know, maybe lose, finger off the pulse of other industries and stuff. But I think for how old we are, we're kind of we're kind of a family. We have a lot of people that have been at Live Oak for a long time. I think all of our brewers have been there for at least 5 or 6 years. 5-6 years for our cellar guys. Our packaging guys are a little younger, but that's only because we just started packaging in 2016. So, and then, I think, guys on the road, even though slinging kegs is a hard job, we have some pretty seasoned, guys hitting our road warriors out there. So, our employee retention is something we're pretty proud of. Yeah, people come and go, but we have, I think, and that helps make the beer the same over and over again when you're making beers like this, when you're just making kind of the same beers.
So even throughout the industry, obviously the promote from within, that model has been consistent. But I'm interested. So if you started with Live Oak in 2008, what was and you were coming from home brewing, I guess you were home brewing, you said in college. What was that scene like? Were there the Trubs or Trashes or any connectivity with others who are home brewing?
I think we had
that's clean. I just had the Pilsner. That is very
I'm over
nice.
on the Big Bark now.
Yeah. That is very nice, guy. God damn.
I'm going to drink some pills too.
Yeah. Again, shout out.
That
shout
bite
out
on the end too.
Buzzy happened to be around and pick some of this up, and goddamn, I'm
glad we made an impression on Buzzy.
I could see
It's not easy to do.
That is not. It's easy to make an impression on Buzzy. It's typically negative, though.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, so, that is. This is.
You got Trogs is making some good clean beer up there. Mm-hmm. They got the Sunshine Pills. I think
Sunshine Pills is it's my favorite Pilsner. It just is so delightful.
So delightful.
Yeah, it's bad. It's flavorful. Yeah.
And you guys got Victory beers up there, which those are good beers too.
Yeah, Victory. The Golden Monkey was my introduction. Really, that was my thing for a while. I get a 6-pack and be good to go. Good to man. That's what I turned a lot of folks on to craft beer with, that Golden Monkey, because that was easy to go down. So it one of them, and they was like, wait. So that's what craft beer is? I'm like, yeah.
It makes me feel great.
That's the slogan for craft beer. It makes me feel great.
I mean, there's a reason there's a deity on that bottle, because you start following craft beer after that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, I ain't got to drink 38 of these motherfuckers. Like, this ain't bad.
What were you drinking before you got into the brew game?
Man, my shitty beer of choice was Milwaukee's Best. I drank that, but then I started drinking. The Specs is a liquor store down here, and they started carrying all these Belgian beers, and so I started drinking a lot of Belgian beers, the Gulden Draak and P Rot, and then I started drinking some of these more English. I mean, I was already drinking some English beers and stuff, and then Dogfish. Kind of, they would sell Dogfish 6-packs on sale for like $6.99 for the brown ale and the 60 minute and the raison.
What? That's for the Elo.
And it was like, I'm buying a whole case for myself.
I just got put into that raison a couple of years ago, and it was not 60. It says that that's
$6.99.
$6.99.
Four of them.
That's what. So I mean, I'd imagine you don't do a lot of like home brewing anymore. But like, if you could brew any beer that you wanted outside of the brews that you do for a living, what would be, something that you would like to do? I don't know. I mean,
I have a soft spot for like a really well made, bitter, clean English beer, like fresh cask beer. That's kind of a soft spot for that. I still drink Guinness.
Yeah. What do you do? The American, the extra, the foreign? Where are you at?
Just like the regular, like the regular stout. Yeah.
I had some of that extra stout, and that shit is delicious. I don't know why I don't drink more of that often. Like you get to.
Is there a Guinness brewery in Pennsylvania?
There's one in Baltimore. We went down to that Open Gate brewery down there. And Holly is down there. She came out of Stone. She came out of Stone Brewing, and another was Jester King. And then went down there to that Open Gate, and that was where I first had I had the extra, the foreign, and then a few of the brews that they were brewing down there. And I like going down there, I was expecting it to just be some old like corporate bullshit, but they're really brewing craft beer down there at a like excellent craft beer at this place.
Cool.
And I didn't have a love for the classics. Like, and that's the thing, like getting into craft beer, you're like, all right, I'm into craft beer now. And then as you like, now I'm starting to like enjoy the mass produced like hits. You know what I mean? Like, Guinness is a great fucking stout, man. Like and I guess it's technically not like, is it technically not like, man, like, it's not craft, but it's not, I don't know.
High quality? Is there just a pocket for high quality?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it's independent because it's not Miller Coors or AB InBev, but it's not Live Oak. So I mean, it's definitely big.
It's big beer though. I mean,
it is definitely big beer. The motherfuckers they gotta like, you like walking through there. You could be like, okay, I see that you had an open checkbook. Like, you walk around and just like, oh, like their barrel age program is like, oh, I see. Yeah, I mean,
you gotta respect they keep the quality there though.
Yeah,
it's not just piss. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I was surprised. Like they had contraptions there that I was like, you know what? Like I was like, how? I've never seen that before. They were like, yeah, they just gave it to us. We barely use it. It just sits there. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's a $20,000 piece of like equipment. The fuck you. So I mean, they clearly are big beer, but they still make good shit. And I feel like it's in that same it's in that same vein where like, you know, they're not making crazy. I mean, well, I guess they are now that Open Gate brewery. But I mean, for years, they weren't pushing out like crazy IPAs to stay afloat. They were like, we make Guinness. And not only did the people that like were coming in, like that don't drink craft beer love it, but even craft beer like lovers and the folks they are the craft beer are like,
it's a flavor. I mean, I drank a lot of it, you know, early on too. So drinking it now, it's like it's a same unique flavor. So I kind of, you know, it's like a sentimental time. You know, I'm kind of time traveling back, you know, 15 years or whenever I started really glugging down Guinness. But yeah, I have a soft spot for it. But yeah, good English beer, which is, you know, there's a lot of less glamorous, you know, cold cellarmanship that goes on with making some fresh cask ale and cask carbonating and handling it all the way to serving it at a bar, which, you know, there's Hogshead in Denver does a great job of that. Every time I'm there, I'll drink my weight in beer. But I don't really know too many people doing that. But if and brewing English beer, I know is, you know, from the malt, the malting, the varieties all the way through. It's very different than lager brewing. So I don't know shit about that. So
yeah, wait.
Maybe in the future.
That's wild. Do brewers not know things? I didn't. I guess that's a concept that never dawned on me. I was like, you're a brewer, so you just
I mean,
do it all.
I could probably take a stab at it. And it would probably be all right. But you know, as far as perfecting it and doing a very good job at it, it'd take me a little while.
And that's the thing, like, because I'm always wondering, like, where do you go as a brewer once you're making lights out shit? And I mean, like, once you get to a place where like we're like in awe and interviewing you, like, oh my God, tell me tell me how it is. Like, where do you go from there? And I guess this is the first time that it's dawned on me that, like, all right, you might excel in a certain style, and you know what I mean, but you know, you don't know it all. You know what I mean? Like you know, you might be good at basketball, but like you ain't, you know, NFL is a different, and beers kind of are in that where, like, you know, English bitters are a different game than IPAs or lagers, or, you know, like it just
Nah, I feel
I'm
shitty
not
for
familiar with
expecting that of
English
people.
hops.
Like, why would we think someone could just master all of them?
yeah, like you know how complex
all of
this
this.
shit is?
Like, doctors have certain disciplines.
Yeah.
This is science. This is my discipline of science. You're not gonna get open heart surgery from a plastic surgeon.
Yeah, like,
we can do some things, but I can make your heart look like Britney Spears, but it won't beat anymore.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. Yeah, me like going to like a skin doctor and be like, "Yo, check out my heart." And it's like, nigga, that's not what.
But if you walked into a skin doctor, you would expect that they at least know like one step past CPR. Yeah, like, you can't do what a regular dude can do for me on a bus. Like, you gotta know something else.
You got a better chance of MacGyver in this shit. Yeah, I mean, like working something out. Like, but yeah, I guess I never thought about it. Like brewers as like doctors that specialize in a certain like field.
But as the industry grows, is that where it's going to go in order to thrive, as opposed to just being hyper local?
Specialized, like you hire I need a lager master. You know what I mean? Like I need a sour king. Like, you know, what do they call them? Like what's the brew language? Like
I wonder how brewers go into it, or people who found breweries go into it. Is it just like, I want to make this style moving forward, or it's like, I just want to be the most creative motherfucker ever, and then you learn, like, yeah.
I mean, how did you like? Did you was like you were like, yo, I'm gonna make the best lager on the planet, or is that? I mean, how did you fall into it, or is that just like, you know? Like, what is this random?
It's just gold.
It just says gold. And
what's it say on the bottom?
German style Pilsner.
What's the blank say on the bottom? Those are our taproom to go beers. We just do the blank cans and the beers on the outside of the carton. It says what it is, though.
It's a Beer garden pills. Oh,
you get the beer garden pills.
Got a special edition pills.
Beer garden pills. That sounds extra fancy.
Gold just sounds like to say your shit just
That
gold.
one's has a little bit of the corn adjunct beer, and it's all Hugh Malone hops. So some of these newer
Hugh Malone.
German.
I've been calling it Hugh Melon this whole time. Yeah, I mean, we have the Hugh Melons.
That works.
Hugh Malone.
We're almost going to call it melon pills, but then that would be too confusing because people would be like, "Where's the melon?"
I had a what the fuck was it? 11th Hour did an IPA with Hugh Melon, I believe, and it was round flavor. It was wild, the flavor that came out of it.
They were trying to make kind of a utility hop that you can get some melony flavors with like some fruity ales. And then we hadn't really made it exclusively before in a pills, but we wanted to, check it out. So this is, we just made a 20 barrel batch of it. This one's pretty bitter too. This one's like
that's clear.
50 IBUs.
I'm just looking at mine.
Those are cute little glasses you guys have. I think I have
Don't
one of
make
those
it sound
too.
like little kids. It sound like little. How you go, big brother?
Hey man, I mean, look, my glass is kind of cute too. See?
Ooh.
Oh yeah, no, it's the little taster dip. Yeah, no, I mean, we found that this keeps us able to interview. What was that?
We do two of these.
Yeah, we used to like drink beer out of pint glasses for this podcast, and we lost a few episodes that way.
Dangerous.
We lost a few, so these keep us upright. But this is fucking delicious, and man, it is. It's worthy of the trip. This is a well-traveled beer, and it man. I mean, how the is this decocted?
All
what did you do to get like
been clear? All of them been super clear. I'm on the gold, which
we run our lagers through a lenticular filter to polish them up.
keeps making new vocabulary.
As bright as we can.
Lenticular. Don't just
pulling it out of his bun. Like,
past lenticular. Do we look like we know what that means?
Lenticular.
Let me grab another.
We're lucky enough to have a good canning line that can package the beer well with low oxygen and good CO2 volumes in there. So that helps beer travel all the way up to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, because not everybody's making. From my understanding, that's a benchmark of like pilsners is the clarity and then whatnot. Mm-hmm. Also like the crisp and the clean and all that all those things or whatever. But it's like, well, then why doesn't everybody just like run it through a cheesecloth? I don't understand why. Like what's the problem? But you're saying it requires a very expensive machine. Yeah, polishing beer is expensive. Yep, it's some pricey cheesecloth. And we were using an old wine filter with DE, an old diatomaceous earth wine filter back at our old facility, and then the lenticular technology allows us to brighten our beer. Well, it's not big beer bright, but it's pretty damn close. But also, if you add a little bit of corn grits into the beer, kind of overall, you have a little bit less protein, and it makes it easier to brighten beer, sparkly bright. Something that they figured out like in the 1860s and 1870s here in America when beer was like lager beer was new. And with a little bit of corn grits in there, you could make it sparkly bright. And then everybody stopped drinking as much heavy English all malt ale and liquor and started drinking more bright, sparkly, light lager beer. So when you say not not big beer bright? Like, what is it that they're doing to get it so damn bright? And that is because, I mean, you said corn grits. That just took me straight to.
They got veneers.
Yeah, like you said corn grits. It sound like some straight Southern, secrets here. Getting out on the cast. If you're listening, go and get you some corn grits. Like, those corn grits have been there. Like, shit. I don't know a situation where corn grits don't make it better. Yeah, I mean, ain't never been a meal that I've had where a side of corn grits probably ain't going. Yeah, I mean, but
I'm with you there.
It's true, but what makes big beer so damn bright? And what the hell does bright even mean?
They have all the gear. They have centrifuges and all the filtration. I mean, whatever, they'll brighten it up all the, I don't know, 3 micron. You can get down to the micron, whatever.
I'm not.
Whatever they want. They have
not something I deal with on a daily.
No.
They want it as shelf stable as possible because it's going to go to the middle of nowhere liquor store and sit on the shelf for 8 months or longer, and so it's got to still taste like Miller Lite. So
that's wild.
They just polish it up.
That is something I don't think we've ever discussed. Polishing. I've never.
No, man. I mean, I'm sure we've had some polish.
But we make a lot of that Hefeweizen that's got that's packed full of protein and yeast and
the hazy, some of that
the hazy, that's
haze craze,
that dirty Diana,
original hazy,
the haze boys down there, low key. That's wild, man. This is the melon does come out in this, and I like having the Pilsner before, and then having this and having that contrast between the two, because you can taste more of a fruitier, like the other one was more of a citrusy kind of a like undertone, and I don't know what it is with Pilsners, but for me they give me like a little bit of this almost citrusy, like kind of acidic taste to it. But this has, definitely
all the Pilsner noble hops are all kind of like flowery, grassy. Like Czech Saaz is like grass, like noble German hops, like middle fruit. That's like flowers. This one, I think the melon hop it's pretty flowery too. It's in my opinion, like almost like potpourri sort of. But in a good way. I don't know. You say potpourri, you might think of your grandma's closet, but potpourri in a good way.
Remember the crock pots for the potpourri?
Yeah.
You should have a whole ass open crock pot of potpourri in the corner. Talking about don't run in the house because you got some wet, fucking smelly flower shit now.
I mean, I used to want to eat potpourri though. I ain't even gonna lie. It was one of those things that I was like,
it's not something you want to put in your mouth.
Yeah, no, I know now.
That'd be like smoking K2.
Yeah. But it does.
I mean, it's like the first time you see a hot pellet. When you're brewing beer, you're like, I'm gonna. And you touch it to your tongue, and you're like, that's a bad idea.
Yeah, my shit was raw for quite some. It was raw, like. But I get like, you don't like. I don't know. When you let it sit on your tongue for a little bit, it does. It like kind of it has a little bit. That more floral. Sitting in there or whatever. You breathe in and breathe out or whatever that you don't really get.
What is that?
This is the beer garden with like a tea garden. It's a Biergarten beer. It said beer twice. Beer garden pills.
It's kind of the mascot beer for our behind the brew. We've got a bunch of picnic tables under some shady live oaks. So we want to show that off and have a spring beer where you can come drink a bunch. There
you go.
He's trying to think of the corporate word. Enjoy in mass quantity.
Drink responsibly a lot of this shit.
Drink on the brink. One more, and that was illegal.
Drink to the brink. That's a
drink to the brink.
language wise.
We just gave away a free one.
That's it. Well, he gave away the free knowledge with the corn grits. So y'all can run with drink to the brinks. Like,
I'm still on. He said a word I'd never diatomaticatish. I was like, wait a minute. Is that one word? Did he just say a bunch of words with a weird accent? What is that?
It's kind of it's a beer. It's like a bunch of crushed up tiny sea fossils that are just super sharp and jagged, and they snag all the shit in the beer as you run it past them. It's pretty wild.
Kind of like they do it with the charcoal. I mean, they run it through, and so this is just seashells. Yeah, it's just a bunch of Sonic the Hedgehog spikes that just like catch everything. It's just like fossilized shells. Yeah, I mean that sounds expensive. You got to get the fossilized. Where do you go to get that shit? I mean,
they got marble.
They mine it. I guess they mine it out of the earth somehow. I don't know. You would think it's somehow not as expensive. The downside is that it's you're adding it to the beer while you're filtering it, and it's kind of a powder, and so it's just like a extremely jagged, sharp, dangerous floating powder. So it's really bad to inhale it, and that's the main downside. So if you can avoid using it, that's preferable.
So they really in there whipping up them babies. They really in there. They say you can't inhale it like this. Our beer's so clean because we got a stage where you can't breathe in that motherfucker.
Our lungs are dirty.
We brew
when your glass is clean.
Yeah, when we swapped over to the lenticular technology and we didn't have to have the jagged fossil powder dust. We were all excited.
Man,
how do you okay, hold on. How do I ask this question? So at what point are you like, all right, let's look into different machinery, different, I guess, techniques? Is it just to drive the brewery forward? Is it just, hey, we've gotten to a point where we can just try shit?
It worked. I mean, DE filters work really well, and you can definitely do it in a safe way. But we basically had a clunker, and it was like, all right, we got to get a new one, and we were able to get. And actually, the lenticular, you can't do quite as much through it. It's a lower capacity, but it was also a little, cheaper to bring online. But it won't do quite as much as like kind of the same equivalent DE filter. But it's working for us for now. We'll eventually outgrow it, but for now, we're happy with it.
This shit is clean as fuck.
Yeah. Why is Coors the banquet beer? I have a brewing friend that he loves the banquet beer. And to me was crazy is that I didn't even know Coors existed. I had only known Coors Light. I'd never seen an actual like golden can of Coors, at least like since the 80s. Like when I remember being a kid.
It's got a classic.
Yeah, like a Coors, and like I remember
box.
seeing a bottle of Coors maybe like when I was a kid, but then growing up in the 90s and then in the aughts or whatever, it was just all Coors Light. Then I saw like I was working at this beer distributor and they had like the banquet beer just sitting in the back. I was like, oh, that's a real that still exists. And it's delicious. I don't know. I'm a fan.
I think in my mind, the Coors, the original, like it's compared to Coors Light, it's like a girthy, heavy beer.
It is a girthy beer.
I think it's like in my mind a meal beer, and you're drinking it at like long banquet table or something. That's and you're drinking out a bunch of little glasses that you're just pounding, and it's a huge family feast or something like that. That's what I think, but I don't know.
That's that Game of Thrones, man.
Banquet's just like a
table,
fancy word.
Knocking back out of an elephant tusk. I like that.
Yeah, but I mean, why are they good? Why does it taste good?
Why does Coors taste good? I don't. That's good. That's a hard question. I don't know.
I just saw Coors in the background. So I assumed that you drink it.
I do drink Coors.
Why?
My wife won that.
That's what I like. Why do you drink Coors? You're like,
I don't know. Like it sounds like
shit cheap.
But I feel like we asking them a lot. Like, why do it taste good? I don't know. Why does it taste good?
I mean, he the dude
They
that
made it.
make beer. Like,
I guess that's my answer. It's kind of like
the
a big
of beer though. Like to always have to like have a deep dive into every beer you like.
I mean, listen, man. If a doctor was going to another doctor, I'd be like, well, what's good about that doctor you like? You have your run of doctors. Yeah, I mean, you trust this motherfucker. Like, why ain't you? Yeah, I mean, that's a valid question.
That's a good point.
Because I went for heart surgery and my heart was beating after that. So that's cool. It's my guy. I tried
what
it.
in your research led you to let this motherfucker?
I tried it. It works. I'm here now.
I mean, they're OG, American lager brewers. So I think, drinking a Coors Banquet's kind of like, drinking an ancient relative of like our, pills kind of. It's maybe not quite as full flavored, but it's a good clean beer. I know what I'm getting when it's fresh. But light Coors Light. Yeah, I'll drink some Coors Light for sure. Just kind of turn the analysis part of the craft beer brain off and just have a beer. But yeah, my wife won that cooler at a bar down the street when fucking Pete Coors came to town and we got the lucky lotto ticket. And so that's. But we.
Do you find
we like Coors?
Do you find it hard to turn because I the more I get into the beer, the more people are like, you get everybody's cynical and they're like, meh. And like I don't want I've worked at a lot of different jobs and I hate the once I know too much, I don't like it as much, and I'm like I like beer. I don't want to continue to like beer. I don't want to know all the different. Sometimes there's a certain level where I'm just like, because I don't want to be this. That I think this is a little. You don't want
to rob yourself of the foundation,
the joy of it because of the over analysis of it or whatever. You know what I mean? So there's just some shit I'll be drinking a beer and I'll be enjoying it, and then somebody will be like, that one off flavor, that's an off flavor, and it's like, well, I didn't even know that shit until you said it. Now I'm like,
now the shit
tastes a lot.
Yeah, that was a different. Yeah, that was a little different. Like, oh yeah, you are right. Yeah, I mean, so, but all this shit. So how hard is that to just turn it off and enjoy a beer?
I mean, that's kind of the placeholder for having a Coors Light, Miller Light for me. But
yeah,
I don't know. It gets. I think earlier on it was a little more difficult maybe to separate it, but I don't know. It's kind of getting easier.
I mean, you get so deep in the game, you kind of want to take a step back anyway. Like, I ain't trying to think about beer. I just want to drink beer. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it's hard. Well, as a comedian, it's hard for me to just be like, oh, I'm gonna just enjoy this comedy because I'm just like that's lazy writing.
Are you about to?
It's
is
weird.
It lazy to just enjoy the comedy like that? I'm about to
start
talking about coming to America now.
I get. Well, yeah, I don't even.
But it's like we don't allow people to do it no more. Yeah. It's like you're not allowed to just enjoy some shit. And every brewer has their you know what I'm saying? Like we talk about hams a lot on this, but every brewer has that one that's it's not super crazy, whatever. It's just this shit is consistent. I know what I'm getting, and I just want to have that instead of drinking juice.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about rap all the time, and it's like I don't always want to be analyzing rap. Sometimes I just want to shut my brain off and just listen to some crunk shit or whatever. You know what I mean? But I'm not a rapper. So it's easy for me to just be like, sometimes I want to learn and sometimes I just want to be like, oh, this is, and I know it's garbage. I know that this song, after 2 weeks, I'm gonna be sick of hearing it and I'll never want to hear it again. But right now I'm turning this shit up. But again, when it comes to things that I've I'm more knowledgeable as then I'm just like,
But I think there's pop culture in all industry, right? But that doesn't mean it has to be of lesser quality. It can just be the consistent, right? So maybe Pilsners and lagers are just palatable for everyone. So if you make a really good one, you're going to be in the popular realm. You're saying that you want to continue to do that, and you don't have to jump in every pocket.
Yeah, no, yeah. I just, as a professional in a professional place, it's harder to not like analyze things in that. And I don't know, man, something like a joy, like, and that's the problem. Like parts of arts, like arts and entertainment. Like when you're an accountant, you're not fucking up numbers. Like it's not like you're like, oh man, I can't, like, you know, you like, like when I get home, I can't like just sit down and do some enjoyable math anymore. Yeah, I mean, you're not like, but when you're doing, when you're in,
some people do.
Some people, yeah, I mean,
some people solve problems. Yo, my daughter, I'm like, I know you smart, but turn that shit off. Come on, man, be a kid. You're 7. Like, try to break down the laundry detergent.
I don't. For getting into beer, getting into, you know, different arts and entertainment or whatever, like it kind of, I feel like it kind of sucks having, and I think that's part of the thing that people don't really see is they just like, because I mean, people are just always like, oh, you see old boy's comedy special, and I'm like, comedy isn't the same for me any like more like that's work. You want me to do research like, yeah, like
see, I don't feel that way though.
No,
I think so. I watch comedies just to enjoy them. I think so. It could be that all comedy special. Well, I won't say that because you want to learn from them, but a lot of them are gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? If somebody still drinks, you know, a mass beer or something, it's just like, is this? I came to laugh. Did I laugh? That was good. I don't have to break down his cadence, you know, his subject matter. I heard this. You know what I'm saying?
You haven't gotten any more, I guess, discerning with the comedians as you.
I've not gotten to the point where I can't enjoy it for what it was. And I also understand that not everybody's trying to be the best at something. Some people are trying to just be passable to make money. And that doesn't mean you have to take away from the culture either, because this sort of thing, like there's a Steve Harvey, for example. There's a lane for him.
Fuck Steve Harvey.
I'm not
lane.
A fan,
but
he didn't just
spikes in whatever lane that motherfucker is in.
There,
all the glass.
But he didn't just get there for no reason. He found something that people like.
Yeah, no, you get it.
I'm not even a Steve Harvey fan, and that's what's crazy because I used to love
Steve Harvey. I used to love Steve Harvey. Like I used to love a lot of folks. And
look at his old stand up. He was funny. Like that one week was a big ass yellow suit.
No, but that's the thing about Steve Harvey though is that like I can hate Steve Harvey, but still acknowledge that he is a great comedian. Right. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't fuck with his brand of comedy. Fuck him and his brand of comedy and, you know, the people that are surrounding him. And, you know, but like,
what beer is Steve Harvey?
Steve Harvey is Coors Light because fuck Coors. Coors Light is garbage for me. Like, if they made better beer, the can wouldn't have to be as fucking fancy as it is. So, you know, like,
I don't know if it's
they do have some fancy.
They have some fancy ass cans. Like, they got fancy cups. They got fancy
beer, and they got fancy cups. They got money. They got a budget.
Well, you know what? Okay, I'll take away Coors Light. I'll say Founders is Steve Harvey.
All right, well, fuck. But I don't know. I don't know that I'm putting that on Steve Harvey.
Well, Steve Harvey has done some coon ass shit that I mean, that's a whole nother rant. But again, I could acknowledge the fact that he is a talented individual. Whereas there are like, you know, again, there used to be, you know, watching.
So then, where is the line with beer? Is what I'm trying to get you right. If you can get, if it's something that can be digested in mass consumption, you know, I'm talking about people, not just that evening, because that comes with it too. But like, at what point do you say, okay, I respect that beer was able to, that they made a beer that everyone can enjoy, or they just made some bullshit that they brought. You know what I'm saying? Like, where do you draw that line?
Yeah, and I think with the bigger beers though, you really can't like knock whatever the fuck they're doing, because at the end of the day, like you said, millions of people are drinking it, and that's what they're built for. They're built for mass consumption, not like, you know, individual palates, which is, you know what I mean. So I get that. Yeah, I mean, like I said, but going to another craft brewery and just like ordering, you know, something off the draft and just being like, this isn't like, again, when I first got into craft beer, it was much easier to just go into a random brewery and enjoy what they were doing because I didn't know what the fuck I was drinking. And I was just happy to be in the building. Now
you're just on a flavor adventure.
Yeah, I just a flavor. I'm like, oh shit, is this even supposed to taste like this? Wow, I could be like, yeah, me. Now, you know, it's a little bit more discerning. And with comedy, there's just certain motherfuckers that I'm like, I don't, you know, there's like, like, there's some like when Chappelle drops something, I'm like, I fucks with, like
tap in on that.
I'm cool. I love that shit, but like I don't consume it as much anymore because I have to be more discerning with my time because not everybody is worth that shit. Like it's just, and sometimes watching it, I'm looking like, man, that was lazy. You could have, you called that one in. Like
So how do you feel about this analogy? Craft beer might have gotten to the point where it's like, how when you flick it through channels and you see it's like so much, and you just like all of a sudden you just land on whatever you're familiar with, right? Maybe that there's a talent to getting to that point with a beer. It was like I come in, I'm aware of the industry, I like flavor, I like all this, but then I'm just in here this one time and I just need a beer, and I'm gonna go with something that I know that's not gonna compromise quality. I think that's if you could get to that point, I think that's dope. Like I created something that everyone can be comfortable with, but there's no compromise on the quality. Like I'm still true to the game. I'm saying my shit's still good. Like a beer nerd can respect it and can appreciate what I've done. But I've also gotten to that point where it's like, I'm synonymous with beer just in general.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's where and like in the craft beer journey or whatever. I think that's where Live Oaks lives. Is that like you start off with pilsners and lagers, and then you get into all these different big, it was the hoppies and the black IPAs and the stouts
they still there.
And like even in all of that, while I wasn't drinking as much pills and lagers and things of that nature, there was never a time where you would hand me a decent pills or lager, and I was like, no, I don't like that shit. Like it's hard not to like. You know what I mean? Like if you like beer, it's just. How do you hate beer flavored beer?
Beer flavored beer. Exactly.
Yeah, like
Live Oak Brewery.
Yeah,
beer flavored beer.
Yeah, if you don't like beer flavored beer, then you might not like beer. Yeah, I mean, maybe you don't like beer. Maybe
we'll put a disclaimer on the fence that says if you don't like beer flavored beer, you hit the U-turn.
Yeah, y'all, they cocky. They put one word. This shit is gold, and then you drink it. You're like, oh, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
It tastes like
it is gold. Okay,
they ain't lying.
All right.
So before we get out of here, what is your favorite form of potato?
God damn it! Every time.
Man, what a great question.
That's the first time anyone's ever said that.
They've said it many times.
They've not said, Buzzy, have they ever said that's a great question?
I've
seen more people pissed at the question.
Do I have to eat only the potato, or can it be with something else?
Whatever it is that what is your favorite form of potato?
Well, fuck. I think like some good mashed potatoes with some gravy on it. It's probably I was going to say some high surface area fries, crispy fries, but I think
high surface area fries. You talking like waffle?
I don't know, like
or skinny fries, like something skinny where it's like a lot of crispy, salty edge, and not a lot of not too much. I mean, not
steak fry,
not a crinkle cut,
burnt, but I'm gonna say mashed potatoes with some gravy.
Do you fucks with the KFC gravy?
Any gravy.
That KFC gravy, that shit is so goddamn good. It just
KFC got to that sweet spot. Was like we don't even respect your industry, but that gravy,
the mashed potatoes are fucking garbage, but that gravy, man, you dip the motherfucker that chicken skin in that shit, man. That shit is it's a
chicken skin in the gravy, of course.
It is has
to have the chicken,
religious experience.
That's what I'm saying. When you get big like that, you gotta have at least one thing that everybody universally can respect, like Popeyes. You got Popeyes is the worst fast food service you will ever get. You've never gone to a Popeyes that has good customer service, but them biscuits slap. Them biscuits,
them biscuits, they are righteous.
You ordering whole meals, 20-piece wings and 4 biscuits, right? But you more excited about them biscuits than any of them wings.
They got the right butter, that crust on top of it, and it just mashed potatoes. That's a good. Would you a chunky mashed potato, skins mashed potato, smooth? What's your tater like?
I'm gonna pause that just because I just don't like how that question sounds.
I'll peel them.
Yeah,
I'll peel them, but they don't have to be. There can be some chunks in there.
Oh, chunky.
Okay.
But I mean, I'll eat the peels, but I prefer peeling them.
Yeah, skinless, little chunky, little butter and a little gravy on that
Yeah.
motherfucker. That's
Skin in the mash, you a different dude. Skin in the mash.
Oh, the red skin mashed potatoes. Whoo, man, I'm telling you, but again, but you got to know when you cooking for somebody some mashed potatoes, you got to know, do they want them skins or not? Do they like it?
That's a different mash.
I grew up like on the box mashed potatoes, the flaky stuff. I didn't even know mashed potatoes could have chunks in that shit until I was like 13. Yeah, I don't even know.
That's definitely not potato. That's
they
dandruff.
hit it with the Lithuanian system that they using with the brewing and shit. They ran that through some cheesecloth.
Why would you mash a potato then crisp it in small particles? Put it
so
in
it could sit on the shelf for 20 months. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
And I didn't even know it could have chunks in it. And then I like my aunt came through and like mashed them shit. I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? And I ain't been right since. You know what I mean?
You know the chunky mashed potato came from a lazy person. Like, I ain't trying to do it. Came from a disgruntled wife. Like, fuck this dude.
We done. We done here.
Got all these mistresses, and I still got to clean. I ain't mashing this shit all the way through. And little did she know.
Yeah, but the chunks can't be from like undercooked potato. Just like if the chunks are from undercooked potato, that's a big problem.
Worst,
if the chunks are just from little lazy mixing, not quite as bad.
It can't be that hard for undercooked.
Ooh, the undercooked chunks.
Undercooked chunks, no, that's no bueno.
Yeah, no, that's it. Man, I'm not even finishing that. That's a plate face down situation. Yeah, I mean, we going to the top of the trash, paper plate on the top, like, we ain't finishing that.
Yep.
I told you my worst potato story, right? Did I ever tell you about the family? So I had a girlfriend. I went to her family's house for dinner, and they made the cheesy potatoes that kind of looked like mac and cheese, but they weren't mac and cheese.
What?
And there was no mac and cheese.
You don't offer me anything that looked like mac and cheese that ain't fucking mac and cheese, and it ain't like
it not
ain't baked
Gouda.
I
was so upset.
Wow.
Oh, I was tight.
That's like a cauliflower.
That is the worst feeling ever to think you about to bite into some mac and get potato.
No, that's a cruel trick.
That is fucked up.
That is. That's like a motherfucker offering you bacon for breakfast and handing you some fucking turkey slices, whatever the fuck that turkey faking type shit.
We was raised different. We was raised different.
Friend.
I knew we wouldn't make it because I was just like, what the? I pointed at 3 different. I said, give me something out of there.
Oh, you mean like those gratin type?
Yeah,
chips.
but it was super. So we got there early. That's why black people don't come early to dinners because we want the whole dish to be revealed.
Yeah.
Because if I showed up late like I normally do, I could have seen the potato in there.
You could have saw somebody else.
But since I was
saw somebody else's plate.
Right. Since I was first plate, I thought I was getting the mac. I was about to put the mac. I thought I was putting the mac with sweet potato. I put potato on different potato.
Ooh, the smack and the sweet potato, and then you got
that's black excellence right there. That's what I call it.
You got potato on potato.
I got 2 different potatoes.
Wow.
One with cheese.
Wow.
That I expected to taste totally. I almost stopped eating potatoes for the rest of. I'm sorry. I had to get that off. I was so pissed about that.
I understand, man.
Imagine arguing with your girlfriend about that. Like, why the fuck y'all don't have no mac and cheese?
You amongst friends on that one, man.
Why would you not tell me y'all? All right, I'm sorry, Buzzy's telling us we gotta go. It's the longest potato conversation we ever had.
That was real, man.
Sorry, man.
You hit it. You hit a soft spot.
We're closer now. Dusan, you in here too. It's the man bun. It got me all in my feels.
Looks like a potato. I got a potato on my head.
That man bun will help you open up, man. That's a disarmament right there. Yeah, I mean, you walk in and you're like, let me tell you about some trauma.
Yeah. Wow, you might have saved my marriage with that. Tell the people where they can find you. Been holding that one in. No, seriously, you do have to tell people where.
Yeah, where can they find you?
Sorry, what was that?
You got to tell
where
people
can they find me?
Yeah, or live. Just any contact, brewery information. If you got pictures going up, anything.
Dusan at liveoakbrewing.com. If you got any lager questions, and if you're in town, I'm usually at the brewery in the beer garden behind the brewery at the on the disc golf course. So come holler at me.
Yeah, you ain't have to give the home email out. Hey,
Yeah, you could have just said where the brewery was. If you want to have some good ass first on the trip, last on the trip, as recommended by Buzzy, you got some good ass beer, and you're in Texas. Where do you go in Texas?
Yeah, I mean, where can they find online? Live Oaks, like
they don't want to know you. They want to know your
addresses.
Beer.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, listen, social security number. Yeah, I mean, if you need
them Kwiatkowskis, man, they're so friendly.
Beer wise, we're just in Texas, so you got to come down.
Cool.
Try it.
So is it like liveoaks.com? Y'all got some social media out there? Y'all got like
I'm a fucking beer speak for myself. Like, Google Gold, motherfucker. You guys
can touch me to find us,
Google Gold, and they gonna come up.
This is like pulling teeth for you guys.
Come up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, liveoakbrewing.com.
You got to pay a troll on a bridge.
Ask about me. Hit us with the ask about me.
He said, Google me, motherfucker.
Was ask about me the Google me of like 2004? Ask about me.
I'm a hustler.
If you land at Live Oak, if you land in Austin, you can be at the tap room in like 6 minutes if you hit the light. We're like literally across the street from the airport on the way into town, so there's no excuse unless you have like a 6 a.m. or midnight red eye or something. But
land in Texas and be like, where is Live Oak? And they'll be like, cross the street.
Yeah.
Safe. Day, let the people know where they can find us if they haven't found us, because they're here.
Yeah, I mean, if you're listening, I don't know if you skipped through the first when we started. I don't even know how you don't know who he is at this point. But if you're looking for us, you can find us on epicastnetwork.com/partnerspod. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, Google Play,
Googleable,
and Spotify under Drinking Partners. You can find us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at PartnersPod. Also, September 10th through the 12th, you can find us at Southside Works at Barrel and Flow Fest.
Just let go. Let it flow. Let it flow.
Barrelandflow.com. Barrelandflow.com. I mean, more details coming through, but check us out.
Can I let that Tony Braxton be the call for the Barrel and Flow? Don't nobody want no broke hearts. Don't nobody want no what to lose. Tony Braxton made me feel like I was taking a bath. I could be walking down the street listening to Tony Braxton. Yeah. Like I'm in a fucking warm ass bath.
Yeah, you is.
I'm sorry. We want to thank our guest, Dusan Kwiatkowski, for coming through, letting me not fuck up your name. That's 3 times I've landed that name.
Nice work.
I'm so impressed with myself on this episode. Live Oak,
thanks,
man.
Guys.
Wonderful
It's been fun. You guys are funny.
Thank you. Wonderful beer.
I haven't been to Pittsburgh yet. My wife has. She went to the Press Fest in 2019. But yeah, at some point I'll make it up there, and I'm gonna bother you guys.
Yeah, please do. I mean, looking forward. Shout out to Don coming through the first couple of years, man, and really showing love both to the cast and to the fest and whatnot. And again, Live Oaks for that support as well, man. So appreciate you having you here today.
Shout out to consistency. All right, man. Make sure you make something well and make it often. And as always, Drinking Partners is the crew. Epicast is the family. And we out of here. I'm like, my thoughts were off.
That was a lost episode. That ain't making it. But
I'm not a particularly chatty person, so it's a good thing you guys are chatty.
Well, brewers typically aren't. Yeah. Like, yeah, I mean, there's a few here and there that you bump into, but for the most part, yeah, I mean,
we give you 7 minutes and then we just go roll. It's like, all right, well, we doing what we do. If you ain't here with us.
Plus, it helps that we're like, we come from we're fans, so we really do have a lot of questions.